In dieser Situation ist über sich hinausgewachsen. Alle Leute, die ihn damals in Aktion gesehen hatten, waren begeistert von der Art und tief berührt, wie er sein eigenes Leben oft aufs Spiel setzte.
It would be an unfamiliar sight. The swastika as a symbol of humanitarian aid. John Rabe, the Good Nazi of Nanking. John Rabe has saved more than 200,000 people from almost certain death. After several weeks, the Japanese move on. The survivors try to pick up their lives. In thanks, they present John Rabe with a silken scarf. "May the grace of heaven be upon you," it says. For the rest of his life, John Rabe will be venerated as a living Buddha. After the massacre, John Rabe returns to Germany. Siemens has ordered him home. In his luggage is his diary and a copy of McGee's film footage. Dora meets him in Shanghai. They will travel home together from there.
Ein englisches Kanonenboot hat ihn dann in Nanking abgeholt. Er wurde von der internationalen Presse und der internationalen Gesellschaft gefeiert wie ein Held. Nur in Deutschland wusste man nichts von ihm.
As soon as he arrives in Berlin, Rabe starts giving talks and presentations. He wants to make sure influential people in the Nazi regime are aware of the massacre of Nanking. At Siemens headquarters, he addresses a gathering of senior Nazis. As a true German patriot.
I would like to say at the outset that it is not my intention to spread anti-Japanese propaganda. Even though I feel the deepest sympathy for the sufferings of China, I am, in the first place, pro-German. But that does not alter my belief that it is right that our beloved Führer and leading figures of our fatherland should know the truth about the events in Nanking.
A few days later, two men pay a visit to his apartment. Rabe follows them without a word, his diaries under his arm. His granddaughter is playing outside.
Ich merkte irgendwie, es muss etwas Peinliches sein, denn natürlicherweise wäre ich meinem Großvater entgegengerannt und wir hätten uns gegenseitig umarmt und schönen Weg und mach's gut und komm wieder. Und so habe ich ihm also nur guten Tag gesagt und so zugewunken.
The Gestapo interrogate Rabe for 3 days. He never talks about it, except to say that they shone a light straight into his face. John Rabe never again speaks publicly about his experiences in Nanking. He is allowed to keep his diaries. Rabe's faith in Adolf Hitler remains undiminished. Rabe even writes him one last letter.
My Führer, in sending the attached account, I have fulfilled a promise to my friends in China, to let you know about the sufferings of the people of Nanking. My mission will be fulfilled if you have the goodness to let me know that this account has been laid before you.
The last words of John Rabe's war diary. John Rabe lives on with Dora in straitened circumstances. He does occasional small jobs for Siemens. A living Buddha in China and an outcast in Germany, he says, with grim humor.
就是没有粮食吃，而且他皮肤病也出来了，很多病都出来了。知道以后呢，就希望拉贝到中国来，而且中国政府也提出，也希望把他，而且给他提供的是全家的，你可以全家都到中国来。但是拉贝没愿意，没有同意，他不想离开自己的祖国。
Huang Huiying has found documents that show how hard the survivors of the massacre tried to help Rabe. There was a long correspondence. Finally, the people of Nanking raised $2,000 for food packets to send to Germany. The people of Nanking stood by the man who protected them.
他成为英雄也好，成为什么也好都不过分。子弹不长眼睛，炮弹也不长眼睛。日本人也许失去控制，一下子失控之下，随时都有生命危险，但他没有顾虑到这些，他在这种情况下就挺身而出。我觉得这是一种非常了不起的，就一种英雄主义的行为，英雄吧是一种哎。
In the USA, John McGee also tried to alert influential people to the crimes in Nanking, without success. Georg Rosen returned home briefly to Germany before fleeing to London in late 1938. Minnie Vautrin committed suicide in the USA in 1941. She couldn't forgive herself for not saving more women. Those responsible for the massacres were prosecuted at the Tokyo War Crimes Tribunal in 1948. The court concluded that General Matsui did nothing to prevent the massacres of Chinese prisoners of war and of the civil population in Nanking. He was condemned to death. Shortly afterwards, Japan acknowledged the Tokyo verdicts. But there is still no consensus in Japan about the massacre. Some still try to make light of the atrocities.
いろんな問題ありますね、現実の。で、それに対してカードとして使えると、いう認識を中国はずっとしていたということで、それに応じる日本人のグループもたくさんいたと、少なからずいたということじゃないでしょうか。ですからこれは学者にとってはですね、あまり魅力のあるテーマじゃないんですね。神様しかわからないようなですね。
A monument in Nanjing commemorates the massacre.